Hi, welcome to Spotlight. I'm Keri Murphy. And if you're like one of the millions of women throughout the world who wake up and look in the mirror and aren't so happy with what they see, I want to tell you there is good news. There is good news for not only closet chaos, but there is hope and a way for you to feel amazing in whatever body type, whatever skin, whatever figure God has given you. And I've brought the best with me here today to share with you how you can really identify your style so you feel as beautiful as you are. I am with the incredible Crystal Cave, celebrity stylist. So glad you're with me today, Crystal. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Keri.
You know what I love about us, like being friends and understanding your business and how you help women, is that I think so many women feel like they have to look a certain way to wear what they want.
Yeah.
And I know, because we're both curvy girls, that that's not true.
Right.
And I also know that when you can really find a style that fits how you feel, like how you show up, changes, right? I mean, tell me about your past, tell me about you, and we'll deep dive into lots of other things.
Well, I was always the curvy, or I called myself the fat girl. And my entire life, I always just felt like out of body. And I remember seeing Titanic when it came out. I was younger, and it was the first time that I saw clothing as a way to really just express something.
Oh.
I remember thinking like, oh, if I were just as skinny as Kate Winslet, like I would look amazing in all these costumes for Halloween. And I was so obsessed with that movie, and I remember wanting to become a fashion designer all the way back in middle school when I saw that. And, I continued on and loved fashion, but because of my body, never felt like I quite fit the mold, essentially.
Right, and I think that's the case for so many of us, and I love that Kate is so real with her body too, and she really speaks about, being true to the curves that you have, and we hear so much, Crystal, about body type. And I know, if I want to push a button with you, let's just talk about body type. But I feel like when it comes to fashion and style, it is the first thing most people think of.
Yeah.
Tell us why that's wrong.
Because it actually puts you into separate molds of not actually digging into what your true style and your true essence is. I have found over all my years as a celebrity stylist, it's really about bringing that inner soul of who you are as a person. That's what makes a style icon, is really just finding who you are and expressing that through your style. And so I get so pissed off every time I see those Dress for Your Body Types articles. You have heard me curse more than once around it. And it's because I get so frustrated because it's putting us into this mold that we think our body is the problem, when really it's about finding the inspiration and what will express you. And all these years, I thought it was about figuring out your body type, even myself. And as I started to find inspiration in my own life, in all the areas of my life, it started to affect my own style. Mm-hmm. And I realized how much that was really the base of what true style really comes from.
I love that, because it's so funny, because there's so many articles and it's like, no, I'm not a pear. I don't want to be classified as a pear and then try to find clothes from there, like, an apple or whatever. Yeah. And you really do help us figure out the archetypes that are right for us. So can you share what they are, just to kind of get, so people can go, ooh, I think that's me.
They're like my Spice Girls. I always call them, because there's 5 style archetypes.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually a glam archetype. There's also the preppy archetype, the rocker, the boho, and also sporty. So it literally sounds like the Spice Girls.
It does sound like the Spice Girls. It's a new girl band.
Yes.
And are we all of one, or can you mix and match them together?
That's a really great question, because all my clients always ask me that, because again, I'm like, oh, it puts someone into a box when they take the quiz on my site, and I always get these questions. And one of the first things I say after they take the quiz is, you are not just one style archetype. You'll have influences from maybe 1 or 2 other style archetypes. And what happens is, if you have influences from all 5, I call that style personality disorder.
Probably way too many of us out there. I'm everything.
Yeah, and so that's why it's really important to get clear on what your style is and really play your own range of self-expression within your style. And all these stylish women that we probably all know throughout the years, it's because they know who they are, and they're using style to express that, whether it's a Hollywood A-lister or the mom down the street.
Right. Or princess Kate, right?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you really see women who embody their style and who know their style. And I feel like for so many of us, we don't even have a style. We just shop. And, I know most of our clients are like, I don't know what to buy. And they walk into their closet and are overwhelmed with the black options that they have. And I know, right?
I had this. I'm like, it looked like I was going to a funeral.
Right. Like, which black do I want today?
Yeah.
So what's the first thing someone can do besides go to your site and take the quiz, which I highly recommend because the quiz is so fun. And I don't know about, like, I love finding out like which one I am.
Right.
And it's a good jump start. Yeah. But if someone's like walking into their closet and they feel like nothing looks good, what do they do?
So this is something that actually happened to me several years ago when I was going through my own like whole body love experience with myself, which really fell into just self-expression and really just being more of myself in the world. And I'd moved here to Los Angeles to be a celebrity wardrobe stylist working on Taylor Swift's team. And I walked into my closet and all I saw was black. And I always joke it was like going into a funeral. And I was like, something needs to change. Like I'd made a commitment to myself to really just be more of myself and be more expressed. And so I started doing really small things. So, I had these really fun pop of color, like statement necklaces, or if you just like, pearls, you could just add fun accessories. So you stand out a little bit more, even if you're still wearing all of that black. And then slowly it became like, okay, I'm going to switch out this black top for a pink one. And pink has definitely become one of my favorite colors. It used to be red.
Love
and
pink.
Yes,
my pink today.
I love the pink on you today. And it's funny how those small, subtle changes, like just changing one thing in your outfit, if you notice look like you're going to a funeral essentially, is like just swapping out a necklace or doing something fun with your shoes. Like I love accessories as a really quick way to make that change, or even makeup. I consider makeup an extension of accessories. And it brings the whole look together.
Okay, but here's what I know that I know. And I hear you ladies. I know what you're thinking right now. You're saying, oh, but I feel like when I wear black, I'm thinner. I look thinner. Is that truth or is that not truth? Can you actually look more flattering in color than in black?
I mean, it really depends on what your style is. So I'm going to bring it back to you really finding your style too, because I really find that it comes from that inner part of yourself. And so as a trained life coach, I like merge a lot of that into it, and I see that more and more. And it was actually because of styling I decided to get my certification. But
because it really is both.
Yeah, like, it's that inner soul. And I know we've talked about this quote before. It's not the dress that makes the woman, it's the woman that makes the dress. Yes. And it is so true. So it's not about
the guys are clapping everywhere right now. Yes, and it's true.
Yeah, it really is.
So if someone's really looking, and I know that you actually just had someone fly out to work with you for a day. Tell us a little bit about that experience, because I know there's some ladies that are like, can you just shop for me? Like that would be, can you just please help me? Can they do that? Like,
yes, they can.
Tell me what that's like.
Yeah. So for me, I really, because I have a background in branding, because of all my body shame, I went to business school. It's like, I'm going to do creative business.
You are the most overachieving. Like you just went to design school in Italy. I mean, this girl, I tell you what, no one can dress you and help you get clear on your style like you. I just truly believe that.
Yeah, I am way overeducated too. I mean, it's like an amazing toolbox that I have, and I had so much shame for so many years, even just about loving education. But I would see something and it bring me to like a new journey in my exploration and my growth as a stylist. I totally lost that.
So back to this lady that came to work with you. Yes.
Yeah. So for me, we actually started this process a couple months before, and we really got clear on her style. So we started working virtually, and we got really clear on her style first and her inspiration before we ever met up in person. And we had some virtual calls, so we were really able to dig into things. We talked about her style shame that she had, because she is such a freaking powerhouse, like
very successful.
Yeah, she's amazing. And I mean, it's so funny because it's like, I'm like, I want to be her when I grow up too. And she was such a powerhouse, and I would have never known this, but she had shared with me that she had such style shame because her style didn't match who she really was as the like kick butt entrepreneur that she is. And what was great is we keyed into what her true style was. And then she came here to Los Angeles. I don't know. It was like, I said to you, I was like, it's so much fun. I'm like, do I actually get paid to do this too?
That tells you you're doing something good.
Exactly.
Yes.
And what was so amazing is it just felt like, you know, it was two girlfriends. Obviously, I was there for her. And so my hope for this day was that I was really there as her guiding girlfriend, her guiding hand to really help her figure out what her style was. So I actually, based on the Pinterest boards we created together and everything we had discussed, before I came in and actually met her so we could go out shopping, I had prepared a whole list and I did a bunch of pre-shopping at all the different stores, and we actually just went into the stores.
So how is
and
she
shopped.
showing up different now that she's had that day with you?
Yeah, so it's so amazing. I mean, she's someone that I've always been so impressed with her, like taking selfies and posting like Facebook Lives, and she's just showing more of herself now. Like I love, she's been taking outfit selfies and
no more style shame.
Yeah, no
more.
And it's funny because it was just by simply giving her like one belt, and I showed her how she could utilize it and different ways she could utilize it on different outfits. It's like been one of the best pieces we purchased that entire time, and she was hesitant.
Right.
And I think she even said online that like she was so happy that she got the belt too.
This one belt changed my life.
Yeah.
But you know what I think was so great about working with the stylist too, Crystal, is that they see you differently than you see you. I know when I work with one, like they bring options and things to me that I would never in a million years even try on.
Right.
And then you go, ooh, like this is okay. This looks good. So for all of you that have style shame, if I'm talking to you and you're like, oh, Keri, Crystal, I need you, then there's a way. There's a way that you could start off with the quiz by going to xocrystalcave.com. And then from there, they can get to know, more about their style. And if they want that hand holding, take me shopping Crystal Cave, you're there for that too.
I would love to take any of you shopping with me.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. And thank you for just being a stand for women and feeling great in whatever body type you're in, and really helping women truly across the world feel more beautiful. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching. If this was something that excited you and you are ready to break through your style shame, as we said, reach out to Crystal, and better yet, share this with someone else, because when you are inspired, you inspire others. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.